What's good to YouTube? How y'all been? I'm gonna do a CD collection. I know I've said I was gonna wait for one CD to come by the mail, but I just copped some CDs, so I might as well just do it. I'll just do a separate review on that CD. Other than that, this might be a quick CD collection. I might say a couple things, one or two, because my battery on my tablet's running low. If it cuts up, I'll just do another part of it. So let's get it over with. Okay. First CD I'm about to review today, obviously talk about today is Slick Rick's debut album, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick, released in 1988 on Def Jam Records. Singles I was known for are Teenage Love, I love that song, Children's Story, which was like his breakout single, and Hey Young World. You guys should know who Slick Rick is. Basically, let me put it this way. If there was no Slick Rick, there would be no Biggie, Nas, Cool G Rap. No, scratch that. Biggie, Nas, Jay Z, storytelling MCs and shit like that. And I felt like this, I mean, because he done work with like Dougie Fresh way before this album. So this was not the first time people heard Slick Rick. This is the first time he changed his name to Slick Rick because before that he was known as Ricky D. But other than that, I'm talking about this album. This is a hip hop classic. Five mics and source. Basically, I mean, one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. Not just from the '80s, but of all time. I mean, you can't go wrong with songs like The Ruler's Back, Treat Her Like a Prostitute, Mona Lisa. I mean, hands down, like, if this is a classic hip hop. If you're a hip hop head, you don't have this album, I don't know what to tell you. And just look at the album art. I mean, I love, like, people who, like, have, like, the whole building in the front, like, have the New York thing in the background and stuff like that. This dope album cover, dope album, too. Um, I didn't get some more of his albums, but some of them are hard to come by. I think most of them, if I think almost all of them are out of print, but this is like the most accessible one. And congratulations, Slick Rick, being a U.S. citizen and stuff like that. So Slick Rick, The Great Adventures, 1988, must have. This is just Wu Tang. I was listening to it a couple days ago. Classic. Then this is I was so happy I found this album finally. Janis Joplin's Pearl album, released in 1971 on what was the record label? What's the record label? Columbia, on Columbia Records. This was released after she died, so yeah. Um, Here's the difference. Although it was a posthumous album, she was working on this album before she died. It's not like an album like they would get all outtakes and just put it on the album. So at the same time, it still counts as like an album she did in her lifetime. But other than that, Janis Joplin, one of the greatest rock singers of all time, she was the front woman in Big Brother and Holding Company. And then she dropped her first album, I Got Them Old Cosmic Blues Again, Mama. Very dope album. I need to get my hands on that. Just since I'm at 15% left. And then she would do this album that she died in 1970 from like a drug overdose, I believe. Singles album is known for, it only came out with two singles, Me and My Bobby McGee and Mercedes Benz. Classic album. This is blues rock at its finest. I mean, Janis. One of the greatest rock singers of all time. Must have in your collection. Then I got this album. The Fugees, The Score album, released in 1996 on Rough House and Columbia. Fugees, Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean, Pras. Although this was the breakthrough album, this is actually the last album too. I was like, you guys should know because a lot of people think this is their first album. No, their first album was Blunted on Reality, which was released in 1994. But that album didn't really get them a lot of noise and stuff. So it's like they did like a 360 turn, and it's kind of like I kind of compare this album to Mobb Deep's The Infamous a little bit because if you listen to Mobb Deep's Juvenile Hall, it was like kind of like there were. I hate to say it, but some of the songs were kind of like had that immature feel. Although it was a dope ass album, like some of the songs were kind of immature. So Mobb Deep even probably didn't even like the album. So they did like a 360. That's when they dropped the Infamous, and I feel like they found their sound on the Infamous. As I can say about this album. Other than that, singles I was known for are Ready or Not, Fuji La, Killing Me Softly with his song, which is of course a cover of the Roberta Flack song, and No Woman No Cry, a cover of the Bob Marley song. This is one of the most unbelievable greatest hip hop albums, not just hip hop, but album wise of all time. I mean, it combines soul, hip hop, reggae, and they made it so grimy and stuff like that. Like one of my probably my favorite songs off this album is Zealots. I mean, oh my god, the way they flipped that flamingo sample, just crazy. And one of my favorite albums of all time. Oh, a little trivia about this album. The singer named Enya actually sued the Fugees because they used one of the songs. I believe it was Ready or Not that they sampled one of her songs. She dropped the lawsuit because she thought they were gangster rappers. So yeah. Anyway, dope ass album. It's a shame that they broke up after this album and stuff. So the Fugees the score 1996. Then we got this album, Monica's Miss Thing album, released in 1995. You guys should know who Monica is. Um, a lot of guys, people know her from her duet with Brandy, which is The Boy Is Mine. Um, yeah, this is a debut album to date. Classic 90s R&B. One of my favorite R&B albums of that time. Oh wow. Singles albums known for are "Don't Take It Personal," "Before You Walk Out of My Life." Oh Lord have mercy. That's a classic. "Like This and Like That," and "Why I Love You So Much." I mean, let me tell you something about Monica. I feel like she doesn't even get the credit she deserves. And like I was reading about this album, and she said that she wanted to make this album a lot more about herself. Like she didn't want to do like the whole pop friendly stuff. Although there was some pop friendly songs here, but at the same time, it was mostly like a strict and mature R&B. And although at the time she was really compared to like Brandy and Aaliyah and stuff like that, but I kind of felt like she was on a lane of her own with that. Not discrediting those two, although I need to get my hands on Brandy's first album. I need to get my hands on that. But listen to this album, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Monica Miss Thing, 1995. Then I got Anthony Hamilton's latest studio album, What I'm Feeling, released this year, 2016. Anthony Hamilton, one of the best neo soul singers of the last decade. I mean, you just hear that soulful voice, you automatically can tell it's Anthony Hamilton. It only came out with two singles from what I looked up. Oh, this was released on RCA. Amen and What I'm Feeling, featuring the Hamiltons. Funny ass group, the Hamiltons. Wow. This is a nice, very good album. I mean, Anthony Hamilton never disappoints. One of the best. This is probably one of the best R&B albums of the first half of the year. It could be. I mean, but at the same time, some of the state of R&B now and shit, like you'll know what I'm talking about. So the state of R&B now, like a lot of people won't even recognize this album, but What I'm Feeling in 2016. Then I got the beautiful and talented Miss Sade with Diamond Life, released in 1984 on Ep- Epic Records. Oh yeah, Sade. I finally got my hands on some of her albums. This is Neo Soul before Neo Soul. This is like a more smoother, mature sounding record. I mean, Singles albums known for are Your Love Is King, What Am I Going to Make a Living, um, Smooth Operator, Hang On to Your Love. I mean, this is the album you listen to when you just want to relax, kick it back and relax. If you're with a girl, if you just want to chill out for the night. I mean, perfect albums, dude. And I kind of believe this is probably one of Sade's best albums. I mean, I think that this album and Love Deluxe are my favorite albums for her. Sade, Diamond Life, 1984. This next album might come to a shock to some of my followers, but I don't care. This dude is dope. Bryson Tiller, Trap Soul, released in 2015. A lot of people might are surprised I like Bryson. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I mentioned that I'm not really a trap fan like that, but he can still sing. Like he doesn't just use auto. He's not one of those R&B singers. He uses auto tune a lot. And yeah, very dope album. I mean, singles I was known for are "Don't," "Exchange," and "Sorry Not Sorry." I mean, the production, although it was trap, it still has like a very futuristic R&B-ish kind of vibe to it. And that's one thing I love about this album. I mean, some of these songs are just dope. I mean, Been That Way, Right My Wrongs, The Sequence. Yeah, very good album. I might even do a review on this. This next album is probably one of the best album I found in the CD collection. Okay. Aaron Hall, The Truth, solo debut, 1993. Aaron Hall, you guys should know him, lead singer of Guy, which is like the fathers of New Jack Swing. This was his solo debut album. Singles albums known for are it was released on Solace Records, MCA, and then Trap Soul was released. I always say what Trap Soul was released, but singles albums known for are Don't Be Afraid. That song actually appeared on the Juice soundtrack, and that was like his breakthrough single. Get a Little Freaky with Me, Let's Make Love, I Miss You. I believe that was actually the biggest song off his album, and When You Need Me. I mean, very, very good album. My only gripe about this album is that there's like two versions of Don't Be Afraid. And although I do like the song Don't Be Afraid, I kind of felt like they would just put a version. They could have just left those as like bonus tracks or something like that. But other than that, this is if you know Aaron Hall, you know what you're about to get into. That's what I want to say. And I kind of feel like he is very underrated when it comes to like R&B singers of his time because 1993, like R. Kelly was broke free of public announcement, and then a lot of people have said that R. Kelly kind of jacked his style though. A lot of people, even Aaron Hall said that. Up to 1993, like Jodeci was dropped Diary of a Madman, classic album by the way. Boys to Men were at the height of the game at that time. Who else? Who else? Who else? Keith Sweat was doing his thing. He was putting silk on and shit like that. So yeah, and so I kind of feel like this album kind of went under people's radar and stuff when it came out, and it still does too. And I think this album is actually out of print too. So excuse me, shit. Aaron Hall, The Truth, 1993. The last album is the Beastie Boys Ill Communication album, released in 1994 on Capitol Records. Beastie Boys, I already have their Paul's Boutique album, which I kind of feel like that's like among my favorite albums. This is like my third favorite album from them. Singles albums known for are Sabotage, Get It Together, featuring Q-Tip, fucking good song right there. Sure Shot, Root Down. I mean, like this is New York hip hop at its finest. I mean, it's like boom bap mixed with jazz, mixed with rock, mixed with punk, and then at the same time, it's still mixed with like the Beastie Boys sound. And they were like really influenced like by Miles Davis when it came to this album. And yeah, very very good album. I mean, I remember when I first seen the video of Sabotage years back, and I was like, they just dropped like a heaviest song. It was like that fucking riff, and the next thing you know, I heard Get It Together. I was like, this is a dope ass album. Although my favorite album from them would still be Check Your Head. I mean, this is kind of like the more jazzier cousin of the album. And yeah, and that's all the time I have, everybody. Stay tuned for more CDs. Peace.